Good morning. Let me know if you're there, if you're on yet. We've got a couple of minutes before we, get started. So, one of the funny things that I realized last week was by the time I realized that my cat was wandering around the room, he had been wandering around the room for almost the entire 30 minutes. I did something. I don't usually go back and look at the videos after I do them, the Friday freebies. But last week, because I taught sun salutations, I decided I would just watch the video. I wanted to just check on my timing and, to see if I had actually taught it well in half an hour. So I watched the whole video and realized that long before I noticed it, my cat had been wandering around. I still say he knows how to open doors because I'm pretty sure I shut it. Now he's locked in again today, so he's usually a pretty shy cat. If there's anybody in my house, he's not coming out anyway. I don't have to worry. But anyway, I thought that was really funny that I noticed it late. My sister, who does the class in California, laughed and sent me a text and said, "Gayle, your cat was wandering around the living room long before you noticed it." So anyway, it is 9:59. Again, you can put something in the chat box to let me know you're here. So I have been thinking about the way that we sometimes self-sabotage our own well-being. Now, I'm not a big fan of the word self-care. Not that I don't believe in self-care, but I think self-care has been, like so many things in a country whose economy is 70% based on everybody spending money. I shouldn't be surprised that self-care has been taken over to mean way too many things, things that cost a lot of money. When, in my view, self-care is about how you internally decide to take care of yourself. So I kind of like another word or term, and I heard this somewhere, so I didn't make it up, but it's called strategic maintenance. And I really like that because, we have to be strategic in taking care of ourselves. And often and that is along with that is the thought that if I do 20 whole minutes or more to do yoga, or if I don't have 20 minutes to meditate, then I might as well not do it. So an example of that would be this morning. I overslept. I was up late last night, and I overslept, and so I decided, I meditate every morning. And I could have said to myself, oh, I've got the class to teach at 10, I've got to take the dog out, I've got to do blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to meditate today. Instead, what I did was I said, okay, I've got 5 minutes, so I will meditate for 5 minutes. Normally, I meditate for anywhere from 20 to 30, but 5 minutes means I did it. I stuck with my plan of self-care. Same thing with a yoga practice. If you don't have time to do 20 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of yoga is a great thing to do. Sun salutations that we did last week are a good example of, putting together a quick little practice. So anyway, I just wanted to say, think about it in terms of strategic maintenance. You have to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else. So with that, let's get started. You can have a seat on your mat. sofa. So I don't think the cat's going to get out today, I don't think, but we'll see. So come to a comfortable seat on your mat, crossing your legs in your most comfortable way. Remember to pull the flesh away from your sit bone so that you can feel your spine kind of elongate. And let's just take a moment and feel our bodies. So just kind of notice how your body's feeling today. Taking stock. Feel your body sitting. Feel how your shoulders feel, your hips, your knees. Notice whether you are relaxing your jaw. Maybe you're tightening or tensing somewhere. See if you can release that. Now, take your attention to the feel of your breath in your body. Noticing your inhalations and your exhalations. Have a sense of, without changing your breath, really noticing where you're breathing from. So do you feel the breath filling your torso, or is it in one part of your torso? Just noticing and knowing that this awareness is deeply useful in this idea of taking care of ourselves, really being able to hone in and decide, how exactly am I feeling right now? This is not meant to judge, but just to really pay attention. We don't always pay attention. We kind of, muddle through our day, ignoring tension in our shoulders, tension in our jaw, aches and pains, because we've got to keep pushing through. And so this is just a time to really kind of acknowledge exactly how we're feeling. Good. So let's go ahead and take the arms overhead as you inhale. So inhale, take a little back bend. Exhale, let yourself just kind of fall forward. Relax the back of your neck. Now, wherever you are in this pose, you may not feel like you're folding forward very far if you've got real tight muscles in your back. But wherever you are, just have an awareness of breathing into the back body, breathing into the back of your lungs. See if you can feel the shoulders broadening and your shoulder blades moving apart as you take deep breaths. Now take your arms and your torso and just kind of move them over towards your right knee. And again, just kind of relax into wherever you are in this pose and breathe. So you might feel a pretty deep stretch in the left hip and the left side of the body. Finish your next exhalation and move your torso over to the left. Now, what feels different on this side? Is it more flexible, or does it feel tighter? A little harder to do the stretch, or you're actually feeling the stretch a little bit more in the right hip and the right side of the body. Finish your next exhalation, come back to center, inhale to come all the way up, and exhale. Now recross your legs. So cross them in the way that you don't normally cross them, or whatever is the opposite of the way they were just crossed. Once again, as you inhale, take your arms overhead. Exhale, let yourself fold all the way forward. And breathing. Breathing into the back of the lungs. And noticing any difference that this switch in leg position have wrought. Finish your next exhalation, and let's take the torso and the arms over that right knee. And after you finish your next exhalation, let's take the torso and the arms over the left knee. And after your next exhalation, let's come back to center. Inhale to come up, arms overhead. Okay, let's come onto all fours. And getting ready for downward facing dog. Look down at your hands and arms. Make sure your arms are straight and you have pressed your fingertips, knuckles, palms, and the heel of your thumb into the mat. Isometrically press your hands towards the center of the mat. Remember to make sure your shoulders are directly over your wrists. Knees and feet hip width apart, and knees directly under your hips. Good. Curl your toes under. And then on your inhale, you're going to lift the knees, keeping them bent, press through your hands to lengthen your spine, and then you can just kind of bicycle your heels and toes nice and slowly. And then bringing both heels towards the ground. Remember, it's okay if your heels don't touch the ground. Don't walk your feet forward. And if you feel like your back is kind of rounding up like this, then just bend your knees a little bit to get that length in your spine, and breathe. And then after your next exhalation, you can walk your feet and hands towards each other until you come into Uttanasana, standing forward bend, and then just clasp your elbows and let your head hang. And breathe. And then placing the hands right at your waist, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and inhale to come up. So, we've talked a little bit about whether, depending on how you feel, the kind of practice you're going to do. I almost always start seated because that is the opportunity to kind of feel how my body feels. I'm either seated or lying down, either one. Today we were seated, last week we were lying down. But the point is to assess. So even if you've got a body, feel your body breathing, connect with your body so that your mind is in sync with your body and not wandering off somewhere else. Okay, so today we're going to practice another kind of a vinyasa. Last week we did sun salutations, which are very invigorating, as I said. Now, moon salutations are actually it's a standing set of poses, but they're much less energizing, they're more relaxing, and at the same time your body gets to really do a lot of movement. So this is one that you could do if you only have a few minutes to practice. Okay, so I'm just gonna take you right into it. We're gonna do it slowly at first, and then we'll do it once again, and we'll try to coordinate the breath. Like sun salutations, it's normally done one movement with one part of the breath. But let's just go through the motions. We'll take some time in between. So bring the palms of your hands together in front of your heart. So you're standing in Tadasana, feet are parallel. Inhale and take your arms overhead. Exhale and go ahead and just stretch over to the right. Take a couple breaths here. Feel that stretch. On your next inhalation, come up, and then exhale and stretch over to the left. And once again, take a couple of breaths, feel the stretch. On your next inhalation, come all the way back up. And you can exhale. Inhale again. This time, take your arms straight out and step your feet kind of wide apart with the feet turned out slightly. And then bend your knees as you bend your arms at the elbow. Palms are facing forward. So try to keep don't have the arms down like this. Try to keep the arms up so the shoulders, the elbows are about level with your shoulders. It takes a little bit more work than just kind of doing this. Good. On your next inhalation, turn your feet to the right, so the right foot is pointed straight ahead, the back foot is slightly angled. Arms are out like this. And then you're going to bend your knee and come into Warrior One. Now we're going to go into Reverse Warrior by taking that right arm overhead and letting the left arm drop down behind the leg. Good, and then coming back up, turn and come down into a lunge, a high lunge. And then take your right arm up and bring it back down. Take your left arm up, and you're turning to look up at it actually, and bring it back down. Good. And then from here, you're going to straighten your front leg. The back foot heel is going to go towards the floor, and you're going to come down into a version of side angle pose. And then turn both feet back to forward, so not toes pointed out, and drop down into a wide-legged forward fold. Then take your right arm up and turn to look up at it, and bring it back down. Take your left arm up and turn to look up at it, and bring it back down. From here, turn your feet out slightly like we did earlier. Come up with your arms out, and then come back into this pose. By the way, this is called Goddess Pose. And then walk your feet back together with your arms overhead. Take your arms to the right, so you get a stretch on the left side. Come back up and take a stretch to the left, stretching the right side, come back up, and bring the hands back to prayer position. So that was one side of moon salutation. So now let's do the other side. We're just going to reverse. So bring the hands to prayer position. Take the arms up, inhale, and then stretching over to the left. Coming back up and stretching over to the right. Coming back up, take the feet apart with the feet pointed out slightly, bend the knees for goddess pose. And then turning the feet left for warrior two. And then taking the left arm overhead, right arm down the leg for reverse warrior. And then coming down into a lunge, high lunge on the left side. Taking the left arm up and looking up at it and bringing it back down. Take the right arm up and come back down. Straighten the front leg, flatten the back foot, drop your head down towards your knee. And then turning both feet back to parallel, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. Let's take the left arm up, turning to look up at it, and bringing it back down. Take the right arm up, turn to look up at it, and bring it back down. Turn your feet out slightly as you come up with your arms straight out. Bend your knees into goddess pose. And then bring your feet back together with your arms overhead. Taking a stretch over to the left. And coming back up. Taking a stretch to the right. And coming back up. And bringing the hands to prayer position. So that's moon salute on both sides. So now we're going to try to keep it in time with the breath. So moon salutes are not, the thing about sun salutations is, if you want, you can go faster and faster with them. Moon salutations are always done at a really nice, easy pace with nice, long breaths. But just like sun salutation, each movement is supposed to be done to one part of the breath or the other. Now, if you need to take more breaths in between or you get off the breaths, don't let that distract you. Just, kind of try to remember the poses, and then you can work on the breath later. But we're going to go kind of slow, take nice deep breaths. So starting with the hands at prayer position, take a big inhalation, take the arms overhead. Exhale, stretch over to the right. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale as you stretch over to the left. Inhale, come back up, step your legs out. Exhale, bending at the elbows. Inhale, turning the feet to the right. Exhale into warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, coming down into the lunge. Inhale, take the right arm up, turning to look up at it. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, taking the left arm up. Exhale, bringing it down. Inhale from here, exhale, straighten the front leg and drop your nose towards your knee. Inhale, turn both feet to parallel. exhale, coming down into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, take the right arm up, turn to look up at it. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, take the left arm up, turn to look up at it. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, turn the feet out as you come back up. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale, bring your feet back together. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. And exhale, prayer position. So that was one side of a moon salutation. Okay? So, and you guys should remember, of course, if you know, you can always go back and look at these videos again. So if you can't remember the moves, just rewatch the video. Okay, let's do the second side. Bring the hands to prayer position. Inhale. Exhale to the left. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale as you step your feet apart. Oh, sorry, guys, messed up. This is the inhalation, stepping the feet wide apart. And then exhale as you come into goddess pose. On your next inhalation, turn the feet to the left. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, we're going to come down into that lunge. Inhale, take the left arm up, turning to look up. Exhale down. Inhale, take the right arm up. Exhale to come down. Inhale from here, and then exhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale as you bring your head and nose towards your knee. Inhale, let's turn the feet forward. Exhale into a wide-legged forward fold. Inhale, take the left arm up, turn to look up at it. Exhale down. Inhale, right arm up, turning to look up. Exhale down. Inhale, turn the feet out as you come up. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale as you walk your feet back together. Exhale, left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, prayer position. So when I have to shorten my yoga practice, that's pretty much what I do. Is I will do either sun salutations or moon salutations because I can get them done either one. And again, it's depending on how I feel. If I feel like I just need a lot of nice stretching, I will do moon salutations. If I feel like I need some to get my muscles working and my brain exhilarated, I do sun salutations. But either way, you can, by taking that 1 minute I talked about to sort of feel what your body needs, what your body's feeling like, you can decide what kind of practice you need. Okay, let's come on down onto the floor. Lie down on your back. Bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. And cross your right knee over your left. Take your arms out to the side. Dropping both knees to the right, turn your head to the left. Breathing and feeling that stretch on the left side. after your next exhalation, bring your knees back up, cross them with the left knee over the right. Drop your knees to the left and head to the right. Finish your next exhalation. Bring your knees back up. Just kind of bring both knees into your chest. Wrap your hands around the front of your knees if you can. If not, you can always put them behind the knees. And just kind of rock your low back side to side. Make little circles in one direction and then circles in the other direction. And then stretching both legs all the way out. Having your arms at your sides with your palms facing up. I don't care how short a practice I do, I always end with Shavasana. If I do a 10-minute practice, one of those minutes is, like I said, just sort of really assessing how my mind and body are feeling. And the last minute is just allowing myself to feel what I feel after a few minutes of practice, of movement. Just reconnecting the breath and the body. And then after your next exhalation, you can either roll over onto your side or bring your knees up to your chest and roll yourself up. So think about this idea of strategic maintenance. You know, how well do you remember to take care of yourself? And how well do you remember that even if it's only 5, 10, or 10 minutes a day, to just still your mind, move your body, and just be present with yourself. Just a few minutes a day really can change our perspective, change our whole day, change everything about the way we live our lives. So, I hope to see you next week. Have a great weekend. It's going to be a beautiful one. I'm going to be headed out for a bike ride shortly, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.